Ain't nobody got me feeling like I'm feeling you, like I'm feeling you, like I'm feeling you.
Well.
Well.
Another week.
Another huge day for sandwich feminists across the United States.
The line has already formed down the block at Something About Her, West Hollywood.
Happy Saw Day.
Today's the opening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
wow.
it May 22nd? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's open now.
That's crazy. It's finally a year later. They were talking about this. Well, they were talking about this on the reunion. They were like, we have a date.
This has been in the works since Lala was with Rand. Because remember they pitched Rand as an investor?
Oh, man. Thank
in
God
their
they didn't
original
do that.
sandwich empire.
That would kind of go against
That's
the whole...
not sandwich feminism. It's not.
But a gray day, you know, no match for a Saw summer opening. Memorial Day weekend, mind you. It's huge. It's a huge coup. I forgot it was Memorial Day.
I know.
That's what happens when you don't have an office to go to every day.
Every day is Memorial Day if you play your cards right.
But this is a big. That's a big time. This is like it's like releasing a big blockbuster during Memorial Day or like a 4th of July
of like a Roland Emmerich movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could also have the equivalent of a disaster movie on your gut biome if they don't tread lightly.
But you're gonna have fun doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the line looks equally. From what I saw a video on Twitter.
Let me see.
It looks fairly. There's some men in
robust,
there, but I feel like there's gays or just like the women's boyfriends that are like with them.
It's a drag your boyfriend to stand in line kind of scenario. So because you have to have someone take a picture. This is not the slow-mo. Couldn't be me, but grazie.
Who's
Buongiorno.
the first person in line? Oh, they have a chair. I love that.
One chair.
Yeah. Okay.
This is good for them.
Yeah, I'm happy for them.
What time was this?
I don't know.
I need like live updates. Are they posting on Instagram?
I'll look.
There's something about
There's
her.
something about her.
I wonder if Chef Penny's gonna like it's gonna be like the first that does nothing for me. Which I need line footage.
They don't have any line footage.
Great.
That's if you recognize that score, you're a faggot because that's from It's Complicated.
It's Complicated. Chef Penny, like, remember the first scene of Children of Men where like Clive Owen goes into a coffee shop and then he like walks out of it and it's like bombed 2 seconds later.
And then like a woman walks out holding her arm.
Yeah, that's like what Chef Penny's about to do this.
Oh my God.
Sexy in the kitchen, stilettos in the kitchen.
Do you think Lisa is just keeping one eye on Saw
Lisa's
today?
in the patio at Sir, but like on a stepladder with binoculars looking over to the.
She's on one of those like. What are those things at like Griffith Park Observatory where you go in and you put like a quarter in?
She installed a telescope, a quarter telescope.
Yeah.
And she's going, I've fixed my eye on the line.
Yeah.
She goes, if only we had delicious food smells to pipe out to encourage them to wander over here. But unfortunately, there's no delicious food smells at Sir.
I'm hedging my bets that Saw food is at least better than
Sir? I mean,
and that's the
pig
bar
slop.
is through.
Pig slop is better than Sir. Literally, I would eat like oats meant for a horse before
Those
I
are
would
really good.
I would be a grass-fed cow gladly. I would eat a clump of grass, soil included, over Sir.
Yeah, but just give me a little balsamic. I can make that grass work. Just pour a little vinaigrette on the grass. I'd be good.
I mean, let's hope it's better than Sir. I'm sure there is one sandwich that's serviceable. That's like not offensive that you're like, okay, that was good.
What's the like premier sandwich again?
There's one like $20 one that you can add prosciutto. That's the one that I think I would
I have
take
my eye
to.
on that one.
But I'm excited. We're going to do something about her haul on Too Niche. So stay tuned for that. Crossover event of the
Yours
century.
truly is joining.
And
speaking of Too Niche,
I know we got a big old shout
we need
out.
to for like do a tight 2 or 3 on this.
We do a tight 2.
You already did like a video addressing the incident.
Truly couldn't believe that Too Niche got a shout out on the Armchair Expert, one of the biggest podcasts in the universe of podcasts
in the world.
Yeah,
around the globe, people listen to Armchair Expert.
I know. I was shocked.
Yeah,
quite frankly, and it was an interesting shout out. I think ultimately the takeaway is great. Like I think I'm very Donald Trump in the way that like all press is good press kind of vibe. So like I'll take it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great. Hopefully got some eyes on TN and maybe even
I'm into like trickle down economy of a Armchair Expert shout out. I think it can actually do no bad.
And if it comes at a sort of confounding
it was a bit confusing.
A confused sort of shout out, then we'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get.
We'll take what we
in
can
this
get.
world.
You gotta take it. You gotta take it.
You
and
just
run
gotta
with
take it and
honey.
run with it.
So I'm congrats to Too Niche.
Thank you.
Congrats to you and Elizabeth.
It was a coup.
It was a true coup, and I hope Dax Shepard starts listening to.
I would love that. Your enemy.
My enemy. No, I mean he is, but he doesn't know. I'm
one-sided hate relationship.
Less enemy. I'm just grossed out by him and his wife.
Yeah, I'm ambivalent. I'm glad to be mentioned.
They're always talking about finding like rotted food in their bed and like.
Well, I think that's what happens when you have kids. It's a stink life. Well, it's a bit of a stink life.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm happy to get the shout. I hope they listen. I hope they talk about it more.
Yeah, me too.
In other news, what else is going on?
Well.
Oh, Ariana and Sandoval's house war rages on.
Vanderpump Rules exes Tom Sandoval and Ariana Maddox demand trial in court war over $2 million Los Angeles mansion.
The Sun is at it again. The Sun is
mansion.
the premier news destination for all things Vanderpump Rules.
I like calling it a mansion, first of all.
I know.
I mean, it kind of.
Well, is. It's like 5 bedrooms.
Yes, I'm always like,
that's a
God,
mansion.
It's a manor.
So they're demanding a non-jury trial because they need to like hash out this dispute in a court of law.
Right.
Which makes me, number one, I'm like, I never want to buy a house with anyone. Like, I'm like, it has to be just my name on the deed or the person's. Like, I'm like, further evidence that you should not legally tie yourself to anyone in this world.
Right.
Secondly, I'm like, Sandoval continues to be the biggest idiot.
I think that not tying yourself legally, but if you're never tie yourself legally to Tom Sandoval is the biggest takeaway.
I know, but it's like you just never know. I mean, even if they were married and going through this, it would still be hell because like trying to detangle yourself legally from people can not always, but can be like a totally hellish experience.
Yeah.
But this in particular is like,
it's bone chilling.
It is a bone chill. I'm chilled to the bone for his personal finances.
I'm chilled to the bone that the Sun says that he's 40. I'm like,
he's 42.
Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's like confirmed 42, right?
I think he's older.
He's pulling a Robbie.
He's one of those people.
Yeah. Lawyers are so expensive.
I truly don't know how he's going to like upkeep this. Her, I'm like, she's good. I don't worry about her. But him specifically, like, other than the show and Schwartz and Sandy's and his band and like making appearances on like Platoon or whatever the fuck he was on. What was it called? Special Forces.
Special Forces.
I can't really imagine where he's getting his like. Genuinely, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm confused because this is hundreds of thousands of dollars probably in like legal, right?
I mean, a really good lawyer can charge up to $800 an hour to like settle, especially when it comes to like settling like marital or like relationship disputes.
He's gonna try to get a good lawyer, I'm sure. She
one
probably
would
has.
think. And also it's like if there's a ruling.
Well, one would think, and then we also have to remember.
Yeah, it's Tom
who these
Sandoval.
fuckers are. But
he probably like hired Schwartz as his lawyer, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But it's still
Craig. That guy.
Yeah, his assistant.
Yeah.
He's like, just put it into Chat GPT, man.
That's your statement.
But he might have to pay Ariana's legal fees, which is then like, it just seems really, it's bold, and it's also like, you did this. Like,
he fucked this up, man.
You fucked this up. So unfortunately, when you make those decisions, you kind of just have to like cut your losses and like walk and be glad that you're getting some money back for this and like be like, okay, time to start over. But to quadruple down and be like, dig your heels and be like, no way, man, and like hire Chat GPT lawyers,
dig your platform shoes
and
in.
be like, I'm gonna take this to court demanding a trial, man. And it's like, you are the biggest idiot in the game.
He's a buffoon.
He's a fool.
He's a real dunce. And like all of this because he just could not.
He had an insatiable appetite for sex with Rock.
He had a relentless quest of pleasure.
He and Rock
pursuit of pleasure.
Relentlessly
Reckless
pursued like
pursuit of
a
pleasure.
Ren Fair-esque pleasure.
That's literally, he just needed to come so badly.
Yeah.
And now he's like having to pay his ex-girlfriend's legal fees. Like, this is just
It's
he's
just he has a real commitment to loserdom. I've never seen such a commitment to being an absolute loser.
Do you think there's a little like self-destruction happening at this point?
Yeah.
Like, at first I thought it was just like, I think there's a mix of him being like, still being like, I can still show everyone that I'm a good guy.
I think he's incredibly stupid.
He's a little delusional.
He's delusional, but that kind of goes in tune with being stupid. He doesn't understand how the world works, and
He's an ego.
Has an ego, and also has like a high overhead. Like, I think to live his life, pay his mortgage, which to me it seemed like the mortgage was like $6,000 a month or something. Like, each of them was paying like $5,000 to $6,000 a month for the mortgage of that house, and do all the homeowner, like the fees, the taxes, like everything associated with that, pay for your whole band. It's just like, you can't. And his Schwartz and Sandy's, one of the worst restaurants in all of Los Angeles. Like, you can't be flush with cash right now. There's just no way.
I mean, he's living large still.
I know, and it's just like, and then to give the interviews that he's given and just like triple down on everything, there's just not self-awareness. It's really shocking.
It is crazy.
It's the masculine urge to like torture life.
I love this detail. Ariana's new abode is located just over 6 miles away from the home she once shared with her boyfriend of 9 years. Like, okay. You just see this stuff. This is like one of those articles where they're just like, I'll just keep.
They're like, what other facts?
What other facts can we say?
But also, it's like, everything is 6 miles away. I think for people who live in normal cities, you're like, gosh, 6 miles is simply too close. But for Los Angeles, that's at least like an hour away in traffic.
You might as well be in another.
Yeah. You're basically in another area code in another like city.
Yeah. Province, like I'm in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Hectares.
I just can't believe this. We're now almost a year and a half after Sandoval broke, and it like, did he ever think in a year he would be going to court with Ariana over their farmhouse?
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare from which they cannot escape.
I know. And like, kudos to her for just standing her ground, because
yeah, I agree.
That is also, I think, in a situation like this where you're getting into likely like forensic accounting and like everything costs money to like assess the value of shared property and then like have someone legally declare what has to be done is annoying and brutal and
he's being
expensive.
terrorist.
And it would be much easier, I think, also if you're making like tons of money doing all the shit that she's doing, to be like, you know what, fuck it, like I don't give a shit, and like just walk away. But she deserves to get what's hers out of it.
Yeah.
And if that comes with like a down and dirty legal battle, I truly hope she fucking sticks it to him.
She will. And I think it's also him not being able to let her go.
Yeah.
It's
the last grasp. It's like that's all he has left.
Truly, once this is over, they're like truly done. And I think he is like panicking at this point because he's like,
it's like you can't just apologize and like try and be a better person.
No, I think he truly like didn't. I don't think he wanted to be with her, but I think he's also like, I don't want to be not with her.
Yeah. I don't want to be disconnected from her entirely.
I think he's like obsessed with keeping that weird tethering between them, and she's at this point like,
I'm on Broadway, doll.
I'm on Broadway. I'm on Love Island. I'm good. And
yeah.
And he's like, no, because
he's at the kitchen island.
He's also seeing, as much as he's complained about Sandoval's exposure, he's seeing the curtains on his, real fame, infamy closing, and he's like, fuck, I have to like maintain this. I think with him, it's like any press is good press too. And I think he's seeing the window slowly closing for him, not for her. And he's like, she's still in the light and I must stay near her, sucking out the light as much as I can.
I would be, shaking in my boots right now if I was not
Schwartz.
Ariana on Vanderpump Rules. What you doing?
Roto. Eye drops.
Oh.
My eyes get a little allergies right now because there's a lot of pollen in the air.
Love that.
That's what happens in May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be shaking in my little, and I'm saying, when I say booties, I'm talking about the old school Sir outfits, how they all wore little booties.
Yeah, I'd be shaking in my kitten heels. I'd be trying to figure something else out real quick.
Well, they have some time. They're on pause.
Katie is lucky because her sandwich dreams have come true. So this day is like, Katie's bestie day.
But everyone else.
Lala, I'd be shilling on. I'd be Amazon living every night. I'd be having a live feed of my life on Amazon right now.
There's kind of like a depressing.
Scheana, I'd be getting my agents. I'd be trying to get on Dancing with the Stars.
I'm a little. Should we just get into the?
Yeah, because there's a lot to unpack.
I'm Carey.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to
Sexy Unique Sandoval.
Sandwiches.
Sexy Unique Sandwiches.
Sexy Unique Sandwiches.
Pumpheads!
I thought this was a pretty good episode.
You're back?
I'm back.
You said we're so fucking back.
I said we're so back.
I thought this was an incredibly frustrating episode.
But I liked the frustration.
But I was really into it.
But I also felt deeply depressed by the end of it because I'm realizing like it feels like, oh, we're over. It's over.
I think they have one more season left in them.
Maybe.
The ratings, I think, are too good.
They're too good.
They're too good to shut it down now. This was always my prediction post-Sandoval because these people can't maintain good television. Like, after they have something good, they have to fuck it up. And I knew the season would be subpar, but the ratings propelled by Sandoval would be too good to, like, really shut it down. So I think they'll have one more season, and next season might be their last.
I feel there's like a slow burn oblivion approaching, and it just feels like it's giving, is that all there is? So let's keep dancing. Like that's truly how I feel watching everyone but Ariana and Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa will be fine.
And
I don't
Andy.
worry for her. Lisa's like zanned out this whole time and like clues in to like ask a question that no one really answers.
Lisa, the one thing Lisa was giving true Nana in this. Like she is so
she's
invisible.
in a place of What's that?
It's giving. I don't see any woman over the age of 50. Like none of them are acknowledging her, and it's like incredible.
And if they do acknowledge her, they're not making eye contact, and they're using like a monosyllabic answer. Lala versus Katie continues, and Lala goes, something about her is really nothing about her right now. And this is a line that she's now said like 3 times at least.
But
and I'm a little bit like, you got to get some new content.
Girl, we know.
We know, girl. And it actually, like, until it's closed, there is still something about her. Like, with like, you can have something about her and it's not open, but it still is, like,
they've got the awning.
A thing.
Yeah, Lala's...
They're still pouring money into a business. Whether or not that business opens is, like, up for debate.
It was giving... I was imagining Lala, like, in the front of the something about her line, just every time someone walks in goes, it's giving nothing about her.
Something about her? Actually, there's nothing about her.
Don't get me started. Don't even get me started. It's giving like weird bad stand-up.
Lala pushed it a little too far in this one.
Yeah, she flew a little too close to the like, not even the sun, just a little too close to the mid.
Hot lights.
Yeah.
It's like melting an extension off. I was like, girl, you need to just take a step back. You really don't need to weigh in on every single thing that happens.
Take a cue from Katie and just go, no.
Take a cue from Ariana and just go.
There's an incredible moment when she's basically, how does Schwartz get implicated in it again in this, or how does he get brought into it? I have some lines that I wrote down that I was...
Lala is coming at Katie saying that, like, Katie is a different way off camera than she was on camera, and she had a bunch of feelings about Ariana's fame and, like, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came time to, like, say that kind of stuff or have that conversation on camera, Katie flipped out and said, like, I'm going to ruin your business. But then Ariana is just, like, unbothered by Ciabatta's feelings. And, like, they're, like, we're thick as thieves and we're, like, good. Like, we talk about all this. So it's, like, fine.
She's like, how are you okay with this, Ariana? And she goes, and then Katie goes, we're good. We talked it out.
We are good.
And Ariana goes, yeah, we're good.
She goes, yeah, she had feelings and her feelings are valid and we spoke and now it's fine. I was like, okay. And then Brock is like, reads Schwartz to filth.
I wrote this down.
He goes, yeah, she's confident after you tore away every shred of her self-confidence.
Well, so Lala, he says, I don't know when this all... Someone says that that this all started because Katie's mad that Lala started becoming friends with Scheana. And then Schwartz looks at Scheana and he's like, oh, she wanted Lala to like...
Inherit the
grudge. And I started thinking about the...
She's been in a place of grudge.
She goes, because she was friends with you, Katie wanted you to inherit the grudge. And I literally started dying because I was thinking about that girl going... And then Brock goes, but also you're the catalyst for all this because you tore away all the confidence that woman had in herself. And after the continuing betrayal of your entire marriage... And Schwartz literally was like...
He was gagged.
He went, that's not true.
Scheana goes, you are a shitty husband. And he goes, what? And she goes, you are a shitty husband. He goes, no, I was not.
No, I was not.
And I was like...
It got silent on that...
Read him.
That was incredible.
This was the moment that Katie grew a pair of like black swan wings and floated to the top of the stew and goes, trade me.
She goes, it's my turn.
It's trade me time.
Her boobs went... Wait, but I was literally like, this is...
I was like, Brock?
My
goodness.
God, Brock.
What can't he do? I said if he only put a pair of fishnets on and said that, it would be over.
But Schwartz, you could tell, was legit, like...
It was the first of many moments to shake him to his core.
I'm glad. Also, I read that Schwartz has bought a home in Florida. I'm like...
A halfway house with those brothers of his? Okay, here's my theory though. I feel like Schwartz, everyone's going really easy on Schwartz because his brother got a liver transplant, and I'm like, okay, fine.
Who among us does not have alcoholic family members? Like,
yeah,
get over it.
Get the fuck over it.
You got a deal.
I was getting, by the end of this episode, incredibly frustrated because all I wanted was to see Schwartz torn to fucking shreds, and I like did not get that wish.
That was a weird moment too, because I thought people would be like talking about that moment more, because it was kind of this quiet, almost like aside thing.
No one was talking.
No one addressed it. Schwartz turned white, and Katie didn't even say.
Schwartz went full clammy.
Katie didn't even go like, haha, you're right.
No one in this reunion is addressing anything that gets brought up, and like normally in a reunion, I feel like even Andy would be like, oh, Scheana, you think he was a shitty husband, and like would initiate a conversation, but he's not even doing that. So I'm like, why are we here?
And like Lisa didn't say anything, and she had so many opinions about that relationship.
Lisa has nothing but opinions.
And Andy didn't go like the thing where he like covers his mouth with the paper, like laugh. Like no one. It was almost like it was too. I guess they were like, we've all made an agreement that we're gonna like
not talk about this.
No, this man needs to be.
I don't like that. This is time
heat raid
to hold fucking Schwartz's feet to the fire. This is trade me time. This is the fucking moment.
This is it.
This is the moment Katie's been waiting for her entire fucking life.
And she didn't do it, and that was like that made me kind of bummed, and I was like, Katie, get up there and go, ha 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 ha.
I need to see him like broken down. It's like a deep craving.
Katie wanted you to inherit the grudge. The grudge.
What if you go up to the counter at Saw and Katie's there, and instead of going like, hey, how are you? Can I take your order? She goes,
What if as Tom Schwartz is saying that, you just see like a white, gray, like damp hand and arm sleep over his shoulder and just pull him back.
This is Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
I love, you were a shitty husband.
No, I wasn't. No, I was. It's like, and then I think almost like Sandoval didn't even say anything.
No one said anything. Because it was so weird. I think they're all afraid of like they have so much beer. Mud to sling. They could do it back and forth with each other all day, but they are, I think, afraid of online people saying shit about them.
These people, you can tell, are all just ruled by fear, which I relate to. But
but I'm sick of it. I'm
sick of it too.
It's not good TV when people are ruled by fear.
You know, and
it's not good entertainment, period, when people are ruled by fear.
I was kind of like, I feel kind of complicated about this reunion, because last season I was like annoyed by like just the constant like barking, but now I miss that because that felt so fucking real and raw compared to no, I will not say anything
compared to them just being like,
but I miss like Ariana being like, not what she said to Raquel, but basically like kill you when they were like, you should kill, but just I miss Ariana being like, shut the fuck up. Like I miss that. Like that was like, that felt like, and when anytime Sandoval tried to speak, one of them went, shut up, shut the fuck up, boo. Like I miss that.
Yeah, I just wish that people, like they needed to give each other space to speak, but it's also like, let's set them up to like have a conversation about what's going on in the dynamics at play.
Also, at one point, Lala goes, later in the episode, but it feels pertinent to now. Lala says, well, Katie wasn't. She goes, Katie wasn't traumatized by her marriage, blah blah blah, or like I was respecting, because they were like, you hung out with Schwartz, Randall hung out, blah blah blah, and then she was like, well, Katie wasn't traumatized by her man of a decade, and I was like, excuse me?
I'm like, yeah, she was traumatized by her man of 12 years.
And no one said anything to that.
I know, that was really weird.
I was like, wait, he damaged her on a molecular level.
Yeah, like unpacking the damage and dealing with like the grief of being in that relationship for about 12 years too long for the rest of her life.
That freaked me out too, that no one said anything like, you're wrong. Did it feel like Lala and Schwartz had like kind of a alliance a little bit?
No, because she came for him. I think that it's like Lala dominates the room and is someone who you can't really find much fault with her at this point. Like, the only things you can throw in Lala's face are like, she was the other woman with Rand ages ago, but we've already like covered that. Like, it's been said and done. She's like a mother. She has like the my child excuse for everything, but she's right about some stuff, and then the reads on other stuff is kind of wrong. But I think you can't, or people feel like they can't step to her.
And she's sober.
Yeah, and so she has probably a clearer head than most of these cuckoos.
And I think they might feel that, or they're like, I don't want to like. I think they're all just ruled by what.
I think they're ruled by comments online. I think the fans have ruined this show. I think that they have.
Yeah,
not me included.
What?
Not me or you. But I think that like delusional diva fans who are like obsessed with sandwiches and just spend days in, days out, like online talking about the show have like ruined it. But also these people are not smart enough to like separate the comment section from their own lives and understand like we have a job to do and like we're gonna serve.
Well, to that degree, and by serve I don't mean waiting tables at
serve cunt.
I think Lala does.
She does her best.
I think she's a step ahead of everyone in that way, where she knows it's a show and she's like, I have 2 kids.
Yeah,
I gotta like send my kids to college.
But no one else is on that page. No. Like Ariana, I don't know what page she's on. She's on like a page of like, does she know that she's on a show anymore? Or like what? I don't know what page she's on. Katie's on a silent page where she goes, I'm not going to sit here 1 second longer and be told I'm a phony. And everyone's like, you're so real. And she's like, thank you.
Thank you. She goes, thank you so much.
Katie's on a page where like if you come for her sandwich shop, she'll threaten to burn your life to the ground.
I know. I was like, Katie needs to chill with like
her fire,
her arson of people. She keeps threatening everyone with lighting them on fire.
Obsessed with fire. She's fire starter.
I will light him on fire along with Rachel. I will light Joe on fire.
I will tie them to the stake and set them aflame.
I will light them on fire.
And then like Schwartz.
She's very burn the horror.
Yeah.
Burn the witch.
Katie loves a burn. James, I think, is probably shaken by like allegations. So he's yeah, I caught it. So he's gonna tread a little lightly. Sandoval knows that he can't say anything except look sad in a Zara suit. So he's just like, and he's just like lucky to be there. And Scheana is truly clueless and probably thinks the show will go on forever. Like, I don't think she has like,
no,
she doesn't really understand. And God love her, but she just really doesn't understand.
And Lisa's planning on
fucking Alzheimer's,
living in like
Andy even
shady
seems like
Naples.
checked out.
Yeah, everyone just feels like a little. It felt like
heavy.
It felt like a parody of a like a. Do you know what I mean? It felt like mid Journey AI.
There was like a bad first draft mid Journey of a season of Vanderpump Rules post Sandoval.
That's what this felt like.
So I do think that there is merit in waiting for lives to develop past this in order to start filming again.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe it was too soon to go like right back into it. But I hope that they like start to understand, or I hope that they go back into like delusional complete lack of understanding and awareness, because that's actually when the best TV gets made.
I wouldn't be mad with a few new people at this point. I wouldn't be mad with I
think Joe should come back. She said that sometimes the Vanderpump like episodes scratch an itch where I'm like, I need to now consume all the VPR content I can, so I have no choice but to take to Reddit and like go down a K-hole. And someone like recapped a Joe appearance on a podcast, and she said that she doesn't talk to Schwartz, he blocked her, but she still talks to Sandoval all the time. I know. And so then I was like, maybe she will come back as like a friend of Sandoval. I need Joe back. I need her on the show.
She and Billy Lee will be competing for Sandoval's like.
Well, Billy Lee and Sandoval aren't friends anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm in too deep. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what happened between Joe and Schwartz to make Schwartz reconsider the relationship and start to back off.
Wow.
And B, I'm trying to get to the bottom of Billy Lee versus Sandoval.
Because I saw she just did a video from her car where she was like, fuck that show, like fuck these people, like I don't give it.
To say she did a video from her car where she was fucked up.
No.
It was like
driving around.
fucking cool.
No, she was like parked and she was like kind of giving a final word to the like haters coming for her and being like, she's like, I don't care about being on that show, like those people are all stupid, I hate Lisa Vanderpump, like going in
shots fired.
and I'm like, but I like her. I think she's like, I rewatched her season, her big season.
She was good.
She gave good drama and she got right in there, and when she accused those girls of transphobia, they were panicking and it was incredible.
That was incredible.
Because some of them probably were.
Not know.
But I would like to see more people like that. Joe, Billy Lee. I would even say like bring back like Charlie.
Charlie was good. She was entertaining.
Bring that wild girl with a
Danica.
wild... No, not Danica. We've talked about her, but that wild girl from Vegas who's
Farrah.
Farrah. Bring her. She had a
We need to like inspire some fear in Scheana and like get her off of this like OCD tip about like Brock and Sandoval and Ariana. Like, and I think it would be good to just seed a doppelganger.
Like a Twin Peaks kind of.
Yeah. I think it would be really good for her and good for the storyline.
The only one of us can survive. I must kill her.
I'm gonna arm up and I'm gonna go kill Farrah.
But Farrah had a glint in her eye that shook me to my core.
I know. She was ready to get down and dirty. Didn't she push someone? She and Danica?
Remember, it's just her going, guys, why are we fighting? Like coming
like
in.
She knew them.
And they were all like, who is this bitch? But
yeah, I think like
I'm like ready. Bring them all back.
Honestly, they should do one final season where they bring everyone back.
Even Dana.
Dana would be actually a good addition to the show because she's funny. She might make Miss Glad laugh, which we need a little bit of laughter. And I think a break and adding a comedian to the mix will make Zool come out of her shell just a bit. Just add a comedian and some successful
sandwiches. We need some lols again.
We need lols.
We need people to laugh. And I would bring Max back because that was good drama with Katie now fucking him.
I don't want Brett back. He was
Brett's scary.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Max.
I think Max should come back. I think they should do like All Stars where they bring Stassi back. They should bring Stassi back. Dodie back. The Witches united once again.
Jax
and Brittany.
And Date Night.
And then they should just unleash them all on each other.
No one will. There will be
blood.
Death.
Yeah.
Bring back
Rachel.
She comes back in the
click clack of the heels entering Sir,
holding her arms, going, "Hi, I'm seeing about a hostess job at Sir."
Well, hello again.
Hello again. She walks up to the host stand and she's wearing a full like permed wig a la Jessica Biel and Candy. And she goes up to the host and she goes, "Hello, I'm seeking to fulfill the hostess position." And they go,
Rachel? And she goes,
"No.
No way. My name is not Rachel.
My name is Jessica. I am from Salt Lake City.
I am just here to work.
I'm here to be a hostess." And they go, "Rachel, I know it's you. You can just take the wig off." "No."
Who's that?
"Who, Rachel?" But like
we need everyone back. We need Sinister Logan back to start a little bit of drama.
He was good too. Mm-hmm. He was so scary, but he was great. He was so good.
We need John from Miami, Jax's like ex-pimp.
Miami girl.
We need Miami girl.
We need Laura Lee.
We do need her.
We need Tina.
Mm-hmm.
We
get all those
everyone.
randoms from season 1 who are just like kind of like in Stassi's like B group that she seeks out when everyone spurns her.
We need fucking what's her name?
Christina Kelly.
We need Diana. Diana, suck a dick.
Suck a dick. Yeah, I
Where's
think
Diana?
that we got to get back in the mix.
And to top it all off, we need Vale.
We do.
But I think Vale lives in like not in California anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't actually know if we need Vale. We
No,
do
yeah,
need
Vale-
Peter back.
I know, poor Peter.
Give him $5. Let him give him a tip him.
I still cannot believe they offered him nothing to come back.
So rude.
So mean.
This is, you can come back for free.
You want to come back? Sure, we'll put you in a few scenes. You're not gonna get paid.
Yeah, we just are gonna need more from this crew, this dastardly crew.
What else happens in this reunion?
So they talk about Scheana and Schwartz making out in Vegas, and LVP is there like recapping what happened, where Scheana basically is like, he grabbed me and kissed me. LVP's going like this. She loves it. She goes, "Did you kiss each other?" That's her. When you tell Lisa like you've been brutally raped, she goes, "Did you kiss each other?"
She was like this.
You like go to Lisa to report like a horrific sexual assault. You're like, "He took my innocence. He took everything." And she goes, "Did you kiss each other?"
Lisa's literally looking down at the floor when she says this. She goes,
"Did you kiss each other? Did you like it?"
"Did you like the?"
She goes, "Absolutely not. We did not." And then Schwartz goes, "By the way, can I just apologize for being a sloppy fool for just 1 second?" I was like, why don't you apologize to your fucking wife?
I know. I was like, "Shut up." That's when I was. Shut up, pig. Yeah, you're a pig.
Like, how did no one interjected?
No, it's
Everyone
bizarre.
just sat
Something's
there.
up. There's like some weird. What's
It's
going?
weird.
Is it the brother thing? Like,
Did someone have like a gun to someone's head in the back of the room? Like, I'm unclear.
also, Schwartz's lip filler is out of control, and I'm not trying to comment on people's looks anymore, but like.
He has fish lips.
He has fish lips to the gods, and he is positively carp mouth. He is puckered. I want to feed him little popcorn like you do with the carp in Lake Mead in Nevada.
Like,
he is a flounder. He is literally like this. I'm like, God damn it, because he at least
he's like under the sea.
He used to be hot at least. My God.
I know. Did he use like a venom lip balm that like puckers your lips and
He's like this. "I'm so sorry for being a sloppy pig."
He goes, "By the way, can I just apologize for?"
No, shut up. You can't apologize.
No,
Too late.
apologize to
to Katie for terrorizing her. Why don't you apologize to Katie's mom?
Why don't you actually apologize to Scheana for grabbing her out of a corner and kissing her?
Scheana was like, it was around the time when Katie kept calling me a whore, and then we cut back to her going, "He went out with the whore out there." With Katie had the Karen hair. And she goes, obviously I was not about to go up and say, "Hey, your boyfriend tried to kiss me in Vegas."
Yeah, if Scheana had said anything, Katie would have gone full Joan of Arc. She would have burned Scheana at the stake in the back alley of Sir. Scheana would have gotten roasted on a spit.
And he goes, "Scheana, is it true that you've had every guy in this group hit on you?" And she goes, "Yeah."
I loved this for Scheana.
And he goes, "Even Sandoval?" And she goes, "Even Sandoval." And he goes, "Absolutely not." And she goes,
"Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
We were at Watch What Happens Live. We were in New York. We were at Jackson, Stassi, and Kristen. And then in the background, we raided the minibar. We went to your hotel room, and you were talking about how you and Kristen were never intimate."
That's literally the pattern continues.
I
That's
know.
what he does all the time.
He
That's
was
what he
looking
told
to jump.
Raquel.
I know.
He was like, it's like, what's that movie?
He's like a bed bug that's like looking to just, you know how that everyone's like, watch out, they jump, or like a flea jumping from like
one dog to
another. That's Sandoval.
It's like that movie Fallen with Denzel Washington, where the killer like gets executed and then like jumps into different people. He's a parasite. And she goes, "Yes, it's true." And then Sandoval, you see him just be like, "Yeah, it's true."
And Andy goes, "How was the sex?" And then Lisa goes, "Did you use condom?" It's like, Nana.
She's like this.
"Nana, come backstage. We're gonna change your diaper."
Did you wait?
She
How
goes,
was the
"Did you use condom?"
Who did he say? How's the sex to?
About Scheana.
And she's
And
like,
then Sandoval goes, "I woke up with lockjaw and shit out a condom 2 days later." And Andy loved it. He lolled at that.
I know.
And Lisa goes, "What did he say?" And Andy goes, "You don't want to know."
I know. I was like,
like, holy
okay.
shit. I kind of liked it. Then they talk about Katie and Max fucking. Queen shit. Katie goes.
And he goes, are you? And he goes, so you did that, and then you did the whole thing about Tori, Scheana's potential babysitter, and he goes, was that intentional, or are you just like trying to fuck with Schwartz a little? And she goes, no, I've just been in that whole life.
She goes, let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. She goes, I'm gonna be real. Schwartz and I, we had an agreement. We said no one in the friend group. Then he went, had relations in the friend group. So then I said, I'm about that whole life. I remember, then it flashed back to Katie going, you want to get real? I'll run a train through this restaurant. And that's exactly what she did.
At Mel's Diner?
No, when she was at Schwartz and Sandy's at one point.
Oh, yeah.
After the divorce. And then she was like, I'll run a train through your restaurant.
She said, we run this town. She goes, I'm going to be real. She goes, honestly, I'm all about that whole life.
He goes, Katie, are you dating anybody? And she goes, I'm dating everybody.
She is. Schwartz was shook by that.
And Schwartz goes, we're the same to her. And I was like, you're gross for that. You're dying for that. You're dying tonight for that. I'll kill you. I'm going to keep it real and kill you later.
I'm
going to fucking kill you is what I would say, because we are not the same. And that is this narrative that he's trying to perpetuate to make himself feel less guilty and bad.
I would say, shut your carp pig mouth and go back into the lake.
You shut the fuck up.
Hey, Flounder, shut the lips.
I'm fucking kill you tonight.
Close your fucking lips and sink back into the lake.
I would actually love to see Katie go, you shut the fuck up. I'm gonna kill you tonight.
I'd like to see.
Go, when you close your eyes tonight, it will be the last time. You will never open them again, because I'm gonna come to your fucking apartment and I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna take a vertical blind off the wall and I'm gonna slit your throat from ear to ear. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I wish she had said that. And he would go, oh.
He goes, see, that's what I mean. Like, I hate him so much.
She can't.
But he's now put her. Anything. She's still trapped, but she doesn't understand that she could threaten him.
I would have, if I were her, I'd have turned to him and go, hey, Schwartz. And he'd go, yes. And she goes, I fucked your mom.
Watch this. And opens her legs, and his entire family comes out of her vagina.
Like she's a kangaroo?
Kind of. Like in the movie, at the end of the movie Men, where it's like a thing just like throws up another thing. It's like Katie just keeps throwing up family members of Schwartz's, and they like crawl towards him.
She goes, hey, Schwartz, I fucked all the triplets.
It's time for her to fuck everyone he knows.
But she can't give him a shred of anything, because he'll use it against her, because he's such a little pig.
But the jig is up with him. That's what she doesn't understand.
But is it though? Because these people still are giving him passes.
I know.
These motherfuckers in the back are not real.
I know.
Schwartz still gets a pass from these mother effers need to.
It's so bizarre, because a huge, vast majority of this reunion is literally people saying your feelings are valid to each other.
Why are you saying it like in New York? Your feelings
are valid. That's
hey,
everyone
kid, your
is
feelings
going,
are valid.
And your feelings are valid. I'm like, you guys literally just learned this term. Like, shut the fuck up. I know you're all idiots with no emotional EQ. Like, just drop the act.
And then Lala comes on this thing about like, I feel like there was a double standard. Like, you got mad at me when Randall was hanging with Schwartz, right?
No.
Lala
and Ariana kind of go head to head, and Lala's talking about like boundaries and how she wrong, but wrong. She's talking about how like she set boundaries in her situation with Randall, but Ariana set boundaries. She's like, you set boundaries, but your boundaries didn't make any sense to me, because you were still living at this person's house and like had a life with them. And this is when her extension starts to become visible, and Ariana is like truly the picture of like calm rationality, and she's like, yeah, but I respected your boundaries and I'm just asking that you respect my boundaries. And she goes, well, I don't understand them, so I can't respect them. And she's like, you don't have to understand them. Like, I'm just asking you to respect them. And then she's like, well, I like don't get them. And then Ariana's like, totally, but I'm just asking for you to respect them. And then Lala tries to like
bring her kid into the mix.
She brings her kid into the mix, and then she's like, well, you disrespected my boundaries when you sat there and like laughed about what Charlie said.
And she's like, we had a whole conversation about this though, and we made up, so I don't know why you're doing this right now.
And we did it on camera. And Lala goes, well, it
didn't
never aired, so now we're gonna talk about it. And I'm like, this is weak sauce. Like, you're bringing up something, and now we're seeing footage from last season, which who the fuck cares?
And she goes, and then she goes, I didn't make sense to me that you were like dating a guy 10 minutes after getting broken up. And and then Ariana goes, well, did you say anything to Katie when she was dating people after the divorce? And she goes, that's when she goes, Katie wasn't traumatized by her partner of 10 years. I was like, Lala, what are you talking about?
I'm like, she's still traumatized.
Look at this guy. Look at her. Look at Carp Lips over there jeering at her, showing his teeth. You know how carp have human teeth? You know, like some fish have like human teeth.
They do have like molars.
That's him.
Yeah. Honestly, the flashback of Charlie's read, she wasn't wrong. She goes, Lala fucked the wrong man for the money and didn't get anything out of it. And now she's pissed. And I was like, that's kind of true. It was a big mistake to get hooked up with Rand.
And then Lala says something to Ariana. She kind of like, I know what she was, it kind of felt like she was being like, you don't have a kid. You're not a mother.
I think that's also weak sauce.
No, I know. And I was like, this has nothing to do with anything.
No one's like coming for your kid.
And then Katie goes, she goes, of course Ariana knows that, and that goes without saying, but I still think she's allowed to have boundaries.
Working hard for the pumpernickel.
I went, okay.
Ooh, she goes, I just put in an order of fucking jalapeno cheddar, so we gotta come correct in this reunion.
And then Andy goes, all right, guys, after this break, we're gonna bring out Joe and Allie, who are backstage right now getting ready. There's
one point where Andy starts talking about Wolf, Lisa's restaurant. He goes, Wolf's opening. When's it opening? And she goes, April 18th. Will you be there? And he goes, will you fly me out? And she goes, of course I will. And he goes, private? And she goes, oh, you. I was like, this is dark.
Yeah.
Also, no one gives a shit about Wolf.
About Wolf?
Like, let's talk about fucking Joe.
No, it's not called Wolf. It's called Ulf.
Ulf.
Joe comes out wearing a fierce number. What'd you think of her look?
I'm shaken to the core.
Me too.
I'm truly.
She looked a little like, it was like a Hellraiser.
It was Hellraiser. Hair raiser. Why does she have the worst hair in the history of the universe?
What if she came out looking exactly like Katie?
That would be an upgrade. Like, Joe.
Her hair is basically like in a ponytail. It was like weird.
It's also like you attached a wig to a ponytail. Cause
the other day when I was
it
watching,
literally looked like roadkill.
Yeah.
She had roadkill hair.
And she's looking like a druid priestess in this getup. I was like, Joe, what the fuck? But I'm like, I absolutely need her to return.
Oh, I crave her. She is also someone whose life is like irrevocably ruined from being on this show.
Yeah, even Katie's like, this man threw you breadcrumbs. He baited you, like blah blah blah. Like everyone, this is when I was like, okay, people are finally like calling him out a little.
A little.
They
welcome Joe out, and Andy is like, Allie and Joe, and Allie comes down and he goes, you're an incredible astrologer. And she goes, she goes, you're a Gemini and you're such a classic Gemini. And then I was like, oh my God, Andy is a Gemini. Gemini sisters.
And she goes.
And then he goes, hey, Joe. And Joe goes, can I hug you? And then he lets her and he goes, you look nice. She goes, aw. And I was like, ooh, it begins. It's literally.
She's so uncomfortable.
My whole body tenses.
Andy looked a little weirded out to even hug her.
Yeah, her energy is on par with that of a crackhead. She's spooky.
She's spooky. Her energy is on par with that of a crackhead. I will be lighting her on fire along with Raquel.
So Andy asked Joe to
Wait, I'm just dead at Katie in the comments threatening arson.
Katie lives to threaten in the comments. Never forget.
To threaten immolation.
I'll clog your drains with my cum rags.
She said it to you.
Yeah, I have it on like a fucking needle
I'm
point.
just repeating it. I just can't believe she said that.
Katie, like, I know that she can make a death threat. That's why I'm like, why aren't you threatening the one person in your life that deserves a threat more than anyone else in this world?
She's planning something. Maybe it's a long game.
It must be.
A slow poisoning.
I think that she'll come out on top. I root for her.
Me too.
Trade Me will be finally.
Trade Me, activate.
So Andy's like, Joe, like, you lived with Schwartz. Like, can you explain yourself? And then she's like, I never lived with him. I moved in. I had to move apartments, so I just got my dog and I stayed with him for 4 days, and then I moved into my apartment.
And she goes, and it was during COVID. And Katie goes, no, it wasn't. It was not COVID. And she goes, well, COVID's still happening. I was like, okay, thanks, Joe. The scientist speaks.
No, it wasn't. Joe goes, well, yeah, it was after COVID, but COVID was still going on. Like, a couple people I knew had COVID. So I was like,
so that it's still going on. I was like,
shut up. Don't bring it into this, girl.
Don't bring COVID.
Katie goes, Andy's like, seems random. And Katie goes, it was random. It was. And then Joe's like, Andy's like, so were you like just like drinking buddies who fucked, or like what was happening? And Joe's like, he's like, how often were you like fucking? And then Schwartz goes, sporadically. And Joe goes, we were dating. And then I was like, ooh, here we go.
And he goes, how long did it take? He goes, how long did it take to turn from, Schwartz goes, we were drinking buddies, just like hanging out. And Andy goes, how long? He goes, maybe 2 weeks. Or he goes, maybe 3 weeks. And she goes, 2 weeks. And he goes, okay, 2 weeks.
And then Andy's like, do you know what, do you think that Schwartz was like breadcrumbing Joe? And Joe goes, breadcrumb? What's breadcrumbing? And then Scheana, imagine being in this situation
where Scheana has to explain something to you.
And you have to like sit and watch people call out your situationship with a guy that you developed hardcore feelings for, and then Scheana turns to you to explain what he did to you. Well, breadcrumbing is like when you put a little bit of breadcrumbs out, you just tease someone along, and Joe's like, oh, okay. And then Katie
Schwartz
goes,
is literally going, I like breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbing. I've never heard of such a thing. Katie goes, honestly, when I tell you, I felt kind of bad for you. And Joe goes, you did? What? I'm on Mars right now. I was like,
all she wants is Katie's weird, like, it's so strange. And then Joe starts crying and like kind of, I mean, Katie said some shitty things, but like, I'm also like, Joe, you're not like you're also not a victim.
Katie's like the things that she says bear no weight because they're not like real. It's also coming from fucking Tequila Maloney. It's coming from like
the rage texter of all rage.
It's coming from like onion ciabatta Maloney. Like you like can't.
Potato bread Maloney.
It's coming from turkey Maloney. Like you can't take anything she says actually seriously when it comes to a threat. And so it's like, who cares if Katie Maloney says your energy is on par with that of a crackhead?
She goes, it was so hurtful to me. And Joe goes, it was really hurtful. You like put it all out there. You just came for me so hard. And I was like, all right.
It is fucked up.
It is to bully someone.
Bully someone when you have like millions of Instagram followers or hundreds of thousands.
Totally.
To single someone out and be like, she's spooky is like a little bit.
It's mean.
It's crazy.
It's they're punching down. When you go for Joe, you're like kind of punching down.
And I'm like, but what happened with Schwartz and Joe? Like, because he won't even acknowledge that they were in a relationship.
She starts crying at one point, and then Lisa goes, I'm like, Lisa, have you ever fucking met Joe? Lisa goes like this. She goes, oh, Joe. He goes over and comforts her. And then Schwartz Schwartz starts going, Joseph. I go, shut up.
They go, but you were like in a relationship. And Joe's like, we were in a relationship. And Schwartz goes, we had magic for a while there. Like we did have some magic. And then he turns to Joe and he goes, I thought you were dating now too. And she goes, And I was like, this is my worst nightmare.
And he goes, you know, we loved you. I love Joe. Like we would say that. Like I didn't like text her all the time, I love you, but like we loved you.
We said I love you. And Lisa's like, so you were sleeping together and telling her you loved her? And he's like, yeah, it was magic. And Lala's like, this is actually insane watching you like gaslight this person.
And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. He goes, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And like Joe can't even stick up for herself because she still has like feelings for him, I think.
Yeah.
So it's truly one of the best things I've ever seen, actually.
And then after Schwartz is comforting him, Andy goes, I hear you're dating again. He goes, yes, I am. In front of Joe. And he goes, she's she's ridiculously good looking. And he goes, but that's not the best part about her. She's so cool and funny and smart, and I'm fucking madly in love with her.
I love her so much.
I love her so much.
I love her. She's so cool.
She's so cool.
She's deeply cool.
She's
and
deeply
ridiculously
cool
good looking.
and ridiculously good looking, and that's not even the. And then literally Joe's right there. I'm like, you asshole.
But I don't want to say that because I don't want to disrespect Joe. And then Lala goes, now you don't want to disrespect Joe? He goes, you guys don't even know. You don't even know. You have no idea what you're talking about. And he starts to get like scary.
The mean
women. I'm angry at women.
I hate women and want to hit them.
And like talk down to them and try and like see.
He hates women. We've seen it. He has like violent hatred towards women.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes out once in a while.
And Andy goes, Joe, are you dating anyone? She goes, well, no. But do you know Aaron Rodgers? I date him.
And everyone goes, oh.
Ariana goes, he's a conspiracy theorist, so like I don't know if you want to date him. And then she goes, John Mayer? And Jeannie goes, been there.
And she goes, I know, I was giving you that one.
Ooh, is Joe a deadhead?
She picks like the worst people.
Joe has deadhead energy.
She's a book.
She kind of has like what girl? I mean,
you're gonna see her next week.
I wonder if Joe's gonna be at the Sphere. I'll go, Joe.
Girl. But she picks like, they're like, who's your ideal? And she's like, Aaron Rodgers. Or who's like another shitty like person that you're just like, ooh.
I don't know.
She's like, James Franco.
James Franco.
Everyone goes, oh.
She's like, Alec Baldwin?
Alec Baldwin?
Is he single?
He's cool.
You know him?
Yeah.
You put in a good word?
Yeah.
Joe. I just love a person who simply cannot do herself any favors. Like, it's giving me Dodie vibes, how, like, she just could not help herself.
Well, they were friends.
It makes a lot of sense.
And then she walks off, and everyone just is kind of like, they kind of look at her like she's like
Andy, before she leaves, he's like, do you, like, you okay?
You okay,
How's your
Claude?
thing? How's this been for you? And she goes, well, I learned a lot, but I'm just going to go home and cry, which is true. And then he goes, and then everyone's like,
I know. It's like no one can even like make fun of her or like come for her because she's so like.
She's truly she's a sad clown.
And she gets up with her Hellraiser outfit and walks off. She needs to Hellraiser Schwartz.
Yeah, it's time. They talk about Hippie. I'm like, who the fuck cares? I'm so sick of this fucking dog.
I don't give a fuck. I think James, I don't really believe. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle with this whole situation. And like, I can't trust what he says. I can't trust now what Rachel says.
I know, because I'm
can't
like.
Can't trust LVP. And that's for damn sure.
Can't trust LVP. James says that Hippie is like has no like behavioral problems anymore whatsoever.
And Allie goes, when he was coming from Indiana, they had him in the plane and like below that below area, and like it really like messed him up. I was like, so that's why he was biting people?
And James goes, well, now we see him, we'll be in the house, and he comes in and gives Mr. Banks a little kiss, and we melt. We simply melt. And I was like, your House of Horrors, it's all just like airplanes, jet fuel, and like a dog eating a cat.
And then how did this start? Sandoval says something and he goes, oh, mate, is that like when you took him away from me and like became his adopted daddy?
Well, Andy's like, Allie, are you gonna try and have kids? Like, where do you stand with like kids and marriage? And she goes, the same. She was not the most inspiring group, to be honest. And I was like, preach, sister.
Yeah, that was good.
This is the best birth control, are these people, their lives, relationships, and families. And she goes, excuse me. And then
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I live in Marina Del Rey.
I have a cat.
I have Summer Moon.
And at that point, Schwartz goes like this.
I want Schwartz to come back next season and have like full plastic surgery makeover.
Have you ever seen the video? John Early did a video like years ago where he's like gets plastic surgery and he like contorts his lips. So he's like, I want him to look like Jennifer Coolidge or no, Catherine O'Hara, and please for your consideration.
Mm-hmm. It's starting.
It is. It's really weird.
They fucking talk about the water taste. I'm like, don't we have bigger fish to fry? Like, why are we talking about this? And then Lala's like, I've been sober 5 years. Thank you so much for acknowledging that. And then they're like,
they talk about this chicken skewers.
They talk about Schwartz's brother having a liver transplant. I was like, holy fuck.
And Schwartz is going, he's doing great now. He goes,
he's amazing.
He's gonna come
to LA.
He's flying out here, and then
we're gonna sober rage.
And Lala goes, "You're not gonna drink around him, right?"
He goes, "No."
Sandoval goes, "Me neither, man." Shut up! Oh my god.
I love him. Me neither.
And then they high five. I was like, "You guys deserve each other."
They're like, James, how long has it been that you haven't had a drink? And he's like, almost a year. And everyone claps. I was like, okay. Like, he's not sober.
No, he's like anesthetizing himself on fucking weed.
He like he basically is like crossfaded on weed and like 17 Red Bulls. Like this man is like far away from the picture of like sobriety and health.
Yeah,
I just am not like, I'm like, good for you. Like, you're not drinking. That's a step in a direction.
But to
like,
say it's like,
to have an entire room be like, I was like,
when you're literally zooted out of your fucking gourd like 12 hours a day.
You're basically speedballing.
Yeah. I did not. I mean, I guess anything's better than him getting blackout drunk. So
yeah.
But still, like, guys,
Allie's like,
the bar is very low.
Hell.
Lala's like, that's
Lala's
like a feat.
A sober person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just funny.
That's worth a clap.
Of course. And it's worth a clap to be like, I haven't drank in a year. Like, that's definitely like great.
But James going like in and out of drinking or whatever is like, okay, keep it up.
But he acts like it's like
a huge accomplishment.
And it's like which it is an accomplishment for someone that like him that is clearly an addict. But you're not full. I don't know.
It's not that big of an accomplishment when you're also smoking weed day in and day out.
Yeah.
I don't think. I wouldn't clap. I'd go, woo.
Schwartz. Babe.
Allie said she would leave James if he drinks again, which I was like, great. You're Raquel 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. You just took one out,
Yep.
plopped another in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they talk about chicken skewer gate.
And Andy's like,
that's gross.
He goes,
because they were on your bedside.
Because that's a little gross. And she goes, fair, but that is my room, and I can do what I want with my space.
We know, sis.
And then
we've seen it.
Sandoval was like, we've been having some air conditioning problems, and sometimes it takes necessary steps to remedy it, and I just had no choice but to go into the room. I'm not sure if it was me and Anne. And then there's a whole segment on Anne that I was like, I
won't be acknowledging
I went
that.
and peed when that was happening. I was like, I can't.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
Mm-mm.
The plants.
Enough.
Enough of Anne.
Enough.
What's
enough.
that? There's that PSA where they all go, enough, all the celebs. Enough.
Mm-hmm. No more. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what they're selling.
And Ariana, he's like, well, what could have been done differently, like, if to fix this air conditioning? And she goes, I understand that there's some things that must be done to the house, but I would like to be notified of who is going into my room. And I was just like, you guys have to get out of this situation.
Yeah, like,
this
girl, that is not. if you can't even, like, you do have to, some things have to get fixed. And when you live in a house with other people, like, every once in a while, someone's going to have to go in your room if something goes wrong. Like, that's just the way it goes when you, like, live with people.
Andy asked Sandoval if there was any kind of conversation about dog, like, who gets the dogs. And he goes, no, it's just an understanding that she would get them.
She said, I paid for them, and my name's on the adoption papers, and the dog's mine.
She goes, and the cat I've had since before I moved to LA.
Fair.
Yeah, and I was like, Sandoval, you don't want these dogs. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
just
like, let her, also,
you literally
let her have the dogs.
Let her have the
you
dogs.
literally, it's the least you can, it's truly the very least.
Yeah.
The very least he could have done is to just, like, let her have the house to herself for a week. But he couldn't even do that. So it's like, I'm sorry, you just, like, don't get the dog.
Yeah.
And now going through all this, like, legal house drama, it's like, I can't even imagine how frustrating that is.
The whole time Lisa's like this.
She's going.
Lisa.
She was.
She's like that.
What? Dog.
Did you kiss?
Someone say you.
Did you kiss? Ooh.
Then they, like, talk about the dog, and then James is like, you don't care about the fucking bloody dog. When you were Graham's daddy.
And then Sandoval goes, don't even talk to me right now, James, because I'm not saying things that I could be saying.
Because I heard things.
And then James goes, shut the fuck up, mate. You haven't heard shit. And I was like, James, I don't like this man, but you need, like, there's some, you would need to be careful.
Everyone has tea on everyone else, and they're basically in, like,
they're in, like, it's like a
Tarantino movie. I don't think you're allowed to say a Mexican standoff, but that's the only word I have to describe
like a stalemate.
it.
It's like
where they're all, like, Reservoir Dogs holding the guns at each other's heads,
waiting for the first pop.
And Lala couldn't. She goes, you want to get popped or you want to get along? And then everyone goes, you want to get popped? And now everyone's just pointing a gun at each other, and no one will say shit.
But you saw that there was, like, a slight panic in James's eye. He goes,
oh, yeah.
Shut the fuck up, mate. You don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing. You don't know. You don't have shit on me. He goes, eat a dick.
Also,
eat a
like,
fucking dick.
Eat a dick.
And then Sandoval
That's
goes,
from, like, that's like a term from, like, a million years ago.
I know. And Sandoval goes, you eat a fucking dick, man.
You eat a dick, man. Guys.
It's bad.
I know. And then next week they're going to be like, we're going to show you the last 5
What
minutes.
is it?
It's literally just what we saw. They're probably like, we have to show Ariana in the studio because she refuses to watch the show that she's on. Which is kind of rude. They're like, you didn't watch this, so we're going to show you, like, the worst part where everyone talks shit about you. But that's what happens when you go when you gray rock an entire cast and go to a place of Zool. You're going to get forced into a reunion where someone plays the last 5 minutes of a show you've been on for 10 years where everyone just piles on you. And it's like, we hate her ass. And they're going to go, what do you think about that? And you're going to go, But then Love Island's going to call and be like, we're hiring you. We're going to pay you $2 million. You're going to go, And they go, we'll postpone filming of the show you're on so that you can film this and do Broadway and come back. And you'll go, And they go, but you're going to have to do more than roll your eyes. And you go, And then your agent gets on the phone and goes, Ariana wants to clarify some things. She'll do 2 scenes where she does not roll her eyes, but she utters 1 sentence. But you will need to pay her $600,000 for the season or she's going to walk away. And good luck. And then they go, fine.
They go,
And Andy goes,
And Lisa goes,
And he says, what?
And
What's
Schwartz
that?
goes, Schwartz is
goes,
waiting.
"Meh."
Did you read his, like, manifesto that he wrote?
No.
He wrote this unhinged.
Please read it.
It's a good way to end this.
Please read it. On what? An Instagram?
Yeah. It's a good way to end this episode.
Okay.
He's a freak. Okay.
He's a dark, dark man. I could see him shooting someone.
Feeling a little sentimental lately.
Oh God.
Nope. He did a photo. A dump. He goes, feeling a little sentimental. Feeling a little sentimental lately. No BravoCon this year, and VPR filming is postponed. But it's time to buck up. It doesn't mean we can't kick off summer 2024 with a bang! Exclamation point.
That is coded school shooter.
I was thinking.
That's school shooter vibes.
How can we set June ablaze and bolster our spirits? I'm like, what happens in June?
What? Pride?
Yeah.
Oh, do you think he's making a big Pride month? To me, this sounds like a manifesto. He's gonna go shoot up Sir.
He goes, no, I'm just saying Pride like randomly. Then it hit us. How about a California bar crawl? Flame emojis. Where we cruise bars in the city of stars. A little pump crawl bliss on Route 66. A West Coast toast. A booze cruise with brews. Intimate VIP experience with myself and Mr. Jax Taylor. Noticeable. Not Sandoval. Thinking
so
we start the
like
motherland.
Selling like
Well,
a bar crawl.
But it feels like a manifesto.
Keep going.
Thinking we start the motherland. Where it all started, the iconic back alley of the Sir, the most sexy, unique restaurant in all the land. Welcome drink and merch bags on the bus. Raise our glasses high and blast the theme song before we saunter into Sir Rules for some goat cheese balls and perhaps a Sir Cosmo. Next, we'll walk through West Hollywood to one of my great loves of my life, Tom Tom, to revel in some mechanical romance. Maybe recreate the infamous kissing pic of me and Tom. Next, back on the bus, pump up the jams and cruise over to Hollywood. Who the fuck is going to do this?
People will do it, unfortunately. How much is he charging?
He didn't say. There's a link in the bio.
Click it. You think it's like $150 a person? I'll bet it's like...
I can't believe Sandoval's not involved. $24. Wait, no.
No.
View all the...
$24.
No, there's no... I don't see a price on it.
It's just like you email sign up for it?
Yeah. Thursday, June 6th, 6 to midnight.
Does it end at Schwartz and Sandy's?
It goes, Sir, meet at the bus in the back of Sir's parking lot. Sir, Tom Tom's, Schwartz and Sandy's, Jax's Studio City.
This is his like final like death wish manifesto where he like, this is speed 3 where he threatens to blow up the bus full of fans.
This is his final. This is his big idea.
This is how he goes out in flames of glory.
Also, you guys, of course I reached out to Katie for something about her. They are only open during the day, not icing them out. Prayer hands.
They're only open during the day.
He says they're not part of the... People are like, why isn't something about her involved?
Oh.
These comments. Jack's Studio City. Let's go! Oh, it's... Wait.
What?
Someone said it's $400.
No. The best
$400. Someone wrote $400 for 4 drinks. Schwartz liked the comment. He goes, food at each spot as well. Transportation on the party bus. Drinks and snacks on bus 2. Exclusive merch and prizes. Hanging with some peeps from one of your hopefully fave shows all night. Memories to last a lifetime. I totally understand a little sticker shock, but it's an experience. $400 for these idiots.
$400 to go to Sir? Girl, you deserve to die in the bus. You honestly deserve to get blown to smithereens on Schwartz's death bus.
What's that horrifying story, the chinchilla, where the bus got hijacked and like everyone, all the school children got taken in like Northern California? This is what's gonna happen.
This is
$400.
You're paying $400 to die in a fiery blaze.
Jax
will piss on your ashes. I was thinking. This is also like, what a sick... You're going to come off of this piss poor fucking like character assassination, fish lips, just like looking like the worst dude, and then turn around on Instagram and try and sell women a chance to pay $400 to go hang and binge drink on a bus with you and Jax.
Yeah.
Read the fucking room.
You can't ask him to do that.
Men and their minds.
Be real.
Men, like, his brain.
Let's shout out people who will never. We know we're too smart for this.
Let's hope.
This honey trap. Imagine ending your night at Jax's studio.
If you pay Tom Schwartz $400, I'm going to personally come to your house, ring the doorbell, and punch you in the face.
How about a punch?
Yeah. You get on top of the amazing experience. The night ends with me standing in the parking lot of Jax's Studio City, punching everyone in the face one by one.
It's crazy.
Honestly, there should be like a picket protest
at
Jax's Studio City to like people going, shame, shame, shame at all the people who paid $400 to be part of this.
Come on, everyone. Let's get inside.
Let's just all get along, man. Jax is like, you better get an 8-ball.
Yeah, you better get a fucking.
There better be party
at
favors
least a
involved.
gram.
Yeah,
Everyone
you
gets
get to do like
a few
bump of like shitty blow off of Jax's volcano dip.
For real.
One of them better fuck
and Brittany
you.
better be on that bus.
I know. You need to.
I need Brittany.
They owe you like one. You get to like choose one of them to finger you at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Right? That's sex work prices. For $200 more, you could get fucked by like a hot male prostitute. So think if you're really wanting to spend
Don't take money away from people who are actually doing good in this world.
I would say you go to cowboysandangels.com, you put down $600 and get truly fucked by a man with like luscious hair who treats you like a princess and save your money. You don't have to pay fish lips.
That's insane. That's like a plane ticket somewhere. Like
also, is a bus going to take you around the corner? Like, from Sir around the corner and drop you off? This is a harebrained scheme. None of these cult members, they're forbidden.
No, none of you can go.
Pia from Australia, don't you dare even think for 1 second about paying $400 flying to the US and getting on this fucking bus cruise.
Don't you?
Alex Delisle.
Don't
you fucking dare. Makeup Fresh.
Don't you even.
Absolutely not. DJ Brew Brew. I know
Please.
you're thinking about it. Don't do it. Obviously
not.
Rachel in Dublin. You're banned from
You've
travel.
got pub crawls to do over there. You don't need this.
Sophie from Cleveland. Stay there.
Stay in Cleveland.
Emily Vaughn. Gina Sapienza. Sarah Elizabeth from Boston. I'm going to report you to fucking...
That's like
Homeland Security.
That's like the epicenter of bar crawls too.
Yeah, you're drunk enough as it is.
Yeah.
Lucy from London. Brexit only.
Yeah.
Brooke Johansson. Leah Farrell. Rachel Knight. Gerd Queen of Brooklyn. Don't.
You don't want to give yourself any more Gerd.
TSA for you. I'm alerting them. Brittany Ryan Weiss. You're on a no-fly list. Danielle McMillan from Santa Cruz. Stay there. Bridget Wasowski.
Don't you dare fucking come.
Lady Swamp Witch gives no fucks of the bayou. Stay
you
in
give
the swamp.
fucks about your dignity.
Yeah. Jessica Hernandez. Malzatov from New Rochelle. Stay there. Mary. Mike Earhart. Sharon Baum. Realtor.
You've got too many places to sell. You've got to think of your professional reputation. You can't do this.
Timothy Shield.
Rogue
Stanley. Matthew Thomas. Owsley Robinson from Los Angeles. Don't you fucking dare. I don't even want to hear about you within a 6-mile radius of this place.
Of that night. Go in any other night.
And I know what neighborhood you're in. Need to get out of that neighborhood for that night. I don't want you near it. Cheeseburger Bay, forbidden. Mariah Kay from SLC, stay in the mountains.
Stay up there.
Old sister wife, Kathy West. Kip Moore. Hillary from Chicago. You stay there. Orlando. Patron of the farts.
Keep your farts to yourself.
David from Switzerland. Don't you even think about boarding a first class flight. Nick Sedaris. Emily. Kim Lucas. Jenny Hogan. RJ. Jeffrey
Pratama. You know what you're worth.
You say boots on the ground, not
boots on the bus.
Boots in the alley.
We love you guys.
Love and light. Goodbye.